Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I am coming at you today with a winter recommendations video. So I asked a couple of my friends to send me video clips of what book they would recommend as a winter recommendation. So you're going to get a couple of me and then you're going to get some recommendations of some of my friends. Let's just dive straight in and I'm going to give you my recommendations first. So the books that I've chosen I read at the beginning half of this year. So I would, even though one of them isn't necessarily a winter book, it gives me cozy vibes, so I'm gonna talk about it. So the first book I would recommend is Castle of Tangled Magic, and this is just the cutest comfy cozy middle grade. And to be fair, a lot of the middle grade that I read is just comfy cozy middle grade because why not? Olia is a young girl that lives in a castle, and all of a sudden things in this castle keep happening. There's areas of this castle that she likes to discover, and there's areas of this castle that she can't get to. She ends up stepping through a magical doorway. I say stepping, I think she actually falls into this magical land, and she finds out things, and that's all I can say. It's so cute. The characters are adorable. She is such a lovely character. You root for her the whole time and you just want the happy ending. This made me cry. I think this was the first middle grade that I read when I got back into reading. I'm thinking it was, and it was the first middle grade I've ever known to have made me cry. So it's just an amazing cozy read for me. Next up is Frostfire by Jamie Smith. This is, look at the artwork on that. This follows a girl called Sabira, and in her village there are some children that are chosen with the given the honour of being bonded with a frost sliver, and this will imbue them with magic and give them the ability to do different things. But when she embarks on the journey up the mountain, things go wrong, and this is about her fight to get out alive and get back to her family. And this is quite a short book, and it was just so cute. So she's a little firecracker. She is determined, she's strong, she's kind, she's just such a lovely character to follow. It's not all peaches and cream reading this, but I really do recommend this. And if you could get your hands on this, beautiful cover as well, I would 100% recommend. Also, the cover is by Carl J. Mountford. He's a beautiful illustrator. I like a lot of his work. And I couldn't give you a polar recommendation without giving you the Polar Bear Explorers Club. I bought this full series and binged it in February. This follows a girl called Stella Snowflake Pearl. She lives with a gentleman called Felix, and she's always wanted to be an adventurer, but the thing is, they don't let girls in. They're very sexist, these people. But she does end up getting the opportunity to go on an adventure, and things happen. Shay, I love Shay, but my favourite character in this, I don't know if I like him more than Stella, but my favourite character in this is Beanie. He's a half-elf. It's not like totally said outright, but he kind of gives the impression that he does have, or he is on the autistic spectrum. It's awful the way that some people treat Beanie, but his loyalty to Stella, his friendship, his personality is just, it made this book for me, and it made the series for me. I really need to get to the Ocean Squid Explorers Club, but again, I would 100% recommend this. I will probably reread this year in 2022 when Paul's on comes down again, because all three books were a really quick read. So those three are my recommendations. And now I'm going to hand over to my friends. We're going to be giving you their winter recommendations.
Hi Lisa, it's Ashley here from Ashley's Media Addiction. You asked me to be a part of your Christmas video and I thought that would be amazing, and what a better winter Christmas rec than No One Cancels Christmas by Zara Stoneleigh. So I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars, and it is about a girl named Sarah who goes back to a resort that she loved when she was a child after hearing really bad things about it, and she starts to try and make Christmas alive again at this resort. And along the way she comes across the Mr. Grinch of the story, which is Will Armstrong, and maybe a little bit of love happens. I really enjoyed this. I hope you enjoy it just as much.
Hello again, Lisa. So, you asked me to give you some wintry or Christmas recommendations. So I have 3. 2 are just wintry in general and 1 is Christmassy. So for the Christmassy one, I am recommending Love Secret Santa by S.A. Domingo. This is a YA contemporary and I just think it's a really fun, cute read. It's a little bit cliche, but it's a YA contemporary romance, so of course it is. And yeah, I just think it's a really nice Christmas book. And then for the winter recommendations, I am first up recommending one of my favourite first book in a series ever, and that is Frostblood by Ellie Blake. This book is not talked about enough and it is set in a very wintry setting. There's lots of snow and yeah, there's Frostbloods, there's Firebloods, and it is just a good time, and yeah, I highly recommend this. And then for my third and final recommendation, I'm recommending The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden, but more like the whole Winter Night trilogy. And as you would expect, it is very wintry, seeing as the whole series is called the Winter Night trilogy. This is just so beautifully written and it will just leave you wanting to pick up the next book straight away. So highly recommend this and these. So these are my recs.
Hello Lisa, thank you so much again for letting me participate in a video. I actually struggled to find winter recommendations for fantasy books. I have a couple of thriller ones that'd be easy, but I have a love for fantasy, and one of my all-time favorite fantasy series has a winter setting, so we're counting it. I actually don't own the first book in the series. I think my sister has it, but I would love for you to read the Book of the Ancestor trilogy. Well, book 1, which is Red Sister, but I have Grey Sister and Holy Sister here. I'm going to hold up Holy Sister because it's not a mass market paperback. Red Sister, which is the first book in the series, follows Nona Grey, who ends up at a covenant of nuns that are actually a school for assassins. This is dark. What is happening is these nuns are being trained for battle, and the world is at brink of war because the ice is slowly creeping onto all of their land. So eventually there won't be enough land for everyone, and all the different factions are fighting over this one piece of land that does not have ice and is still livable. That's really what this is about, and you're just following Nona Grey, who could or could not be the chosen one destined to save them from the ice. This is a grimdark fantasy. I loved it. There is LGBTQIA plus representation in this. There are some queer relationships. And yeah, I just hope you love it. This is the worst thing about recommending books is I'm like, I love this book, but what if you hate it? Because I can't stand it when people hate my favorite books. I'm like, you're wrong. So I really, really, really hope you love this. I loved it. Yeah, we're not necessarily taking place in a winter setting, but the world revolves around the ice, and so I think that's very important and makes it a winter read. I hope. I'm guessing. I don't know. I hope you agree with me. Okay, well, thank you again for having me part of this video. Very excited to watch it because I struggled with some winter recommendations, so I hope you love it. Bye!
Hello. So, my winter recommendations, I do have a few, but I tried to narrow it down to just one. And I will always try and find a way to spread the love of Alice Osman and the Heartstopper world. So my winter recommendation is This Winter by Alice Osman. So this is a novella that is set kind of in the middle of the Heartstopper series actually. It's around about the time of volume 4, but it is about Charlie and Nick's first Christmas together, and Charlie is struggling with his mental health at the time, and it is about sort of struggling with being around family when you're maybe not feeling the best near the time when it's supposed to be all happy and jolly. It's not necessarily the happiest book, but there's some nice heartwarming moments, as there always is in the Heartstopper world and in Alice Oseman's writing in general. There's definitely sadness, but there's definitely lots of happiness peppered in throughout this as well. And it's really short, so it's a really quick read as well. But I would recommend that anyone who is a fan of the Heartstopper world to pick up the short stories, because they really do add just that extra bit to the world as well.
Hello Lisa, so this is my recommendation for Cozy Christmas vibe reading recommendation. Yeah, so I am actually recommending something a bit different for you because I know that you like to read fantasy and middle grade and those kind of stories, but I've actually went for a contemporary romance. Now, I read this last year and I absolutely loved it. It's called A Wedding in December by Sarah Morgan. Those of you who don't know, Sarah Morgan is the queen of cozy Christmas stories. So this is about a girl, well, it's the White family, and the girl, what is her name? Katie is Rosie's older sister, and Rosie is getting married, hence The Wedding in December. Her parents are also there, but they don't know that their parents are talking about getting a divorce, but they have to act all happy because, you know, it's their daughter's wedding. And it's just got all of the lovely cosy vibes. I can imagine sitting with a hot chocolate and a candle on, sitting reading this book. Yeah, and the setting, it's all snowy, log cabins. Does it get more Christmassy than that? But yeah, that is what I am recommending to you.